Welcome back to Veteran Droneworks Into the Abandoned. Today we got a little bit longer video. I left some of the edits kind of uncut because I wanted to see some of the anomalies I faced during filming, so got a little interesting while in this one. Now as we go on, you'll see that we visited an abandoned woman's prison. It's awfully small. It was a low security prison. Because of its size, I kept calling it a jail, but this is actually a minimum security prison with lots of office space, a house on site, I'm not sure what it was used for, a dining facility, as well as several storage areas. "20 acres in total this property has. Lots of beautiful landscape, a creek adjacent to it, and a larger river as well. The first building you'll see when we enter the facility was sort of a receiving area where inmates would come and get booked and checked in. Looks like it was impacted by some sort of fire because there's no roof. And a lot of the rooms are just torn apart, fallen in completely. And an absolutely creepy merry-go-round at the entrance. So here we have the long entrance, and like I said, I left a little bit of this unedited because it was very windy, but I wanted you guys to see some of the weird anomalies I was facing. I did not keep all the crashes I had. I got some really weird feelings in here, but it was a non-violent woman's prison. So if you were doing like tax fraud or social security check fraud or drunk driving or something non-violent, this is the prison you would go to. So I didn't really get that there were evil things here, but man, my drone would get thrown into the ceiling, into the wall. It was pretty crazy. So, and you can see the wind was impacting my first-person view drone quite a bit. So behind the walls we were in good shape, but outside of that, this thing's usually pretty tough, as you can see running through trees there. But this is the intake building. The only thing you could tell what it was is this little closet on the left here, which appears to be some sort of storage closet. And everything else is just kind of destroyed. Electrical room, all that. Antennas laying on the ground. Pretty interesting that it's still standing. This is actually the second building we visited with cells. Each of these buildings had 4 wings total with cells going down each wing. And this one I was able to fly in a little bit better without having any kind of crazy responses to the aircraft. But you can see graffiti is a common concept at these abandoned places. Lots of different trash and stuff everywhere. Altogether, really interesting building. The doors were wide open in this one for each cell, whereas in the other building, they were not. And if you saw at the end of that clip there, my drone just randomly took off, straight forward. A lot of times I was kind of fighting things. And it just seemed like my drone was getting pulled in different directions. It's really strange. There again, this kind of sped up and it becomes almost uncontrollable there for a second. You'll see more of that in some upcoming clips that I sort of edited out. This cell, you can see that the roof is kind of caved in and there's just nothing left. Obviously, the stainless steel will stand the test of time and probably live longer than all of us. This building is set to be demolished sometime this year in 2023. All the windows in this building were kind of blown out, so trying to get an outside view as well of this one. And you'll see the other building here in just a sec. This is one of the control rooms for the cells there, and it must have had a little bathroom in the back so that the jailers would have access to the facilities while they were working on their shifts. Tempered glass. So here's the first building we visited, and this one I had a lot of trouble flying in. You'll see when we come through the control room here in a second, my drone just sort of takes off going forward, and it did that so many times, like I could not control it. Right there, I edited it out a little bit, but it just became kind of difficult to control. It would slam into the ceiling, hit the walls, so we just called it a wash, and I left that building alone. This is the lunch or dining facility, and here I was kind of goofing around. You can see, again, graffiti, destroyed, of course. I hit this mannequin head that I found, and it didn't like that. It threw my drone into the wall immediately afterwards. So, again, experiencing some kind of anomalies, not able to keep and sustain flight for much time. So I kind of walked on my own with my phone here, and this is the freezer area. And, you know, you see these graffiti pentagrams and stuff, and I don't know how much, I don't study the demonic stuff, so I don't know how much, you know, impact that has on, you know, visiting or being around, you know, or what was conducted in this room. But definitely some strange feelings, and the drone just was not performing as it normally would. Then we'll get a quick shot in here of some sort of water heating or facility room that housed water heaters and electric and all that in a second on the left. And that's about it for this building, really, besides some office space in the back. Next place we visited was a storage facility type area. Lots of cool stuff, and this again had the markings on the wall for, you know, cleanup items. Very basic storage building, and you can see here it was kind of housed right in the middle. They had offices on each end, and right in the middle of each wing of jail cells. Now this was a house that was on the campus as well, and the floors were absolutely unsafe to walk on. Looks like it had office spaces in each room, and kind of had to fly in gently because I didn't want to crash and then have to go try and retrieve my drone. The basement was only about a 6-foot tall basement, so it wouldn't have been a huge fall, but unsafe nonetheless. It's obviously been walked on and visited frequently because of all the graffiti, but I tried to avoid it. Now, I did get pulled towards the basement frequently every time I flew by, and I had to speed this up because, again, it was like getting sucked down. It was struggling to kind of push forward. And rather than getting stuck up there, I found a way out and I just got out of there, because crawling up them stairs, I tried it once and then the floor just felt like it was about to give away. So then I took a peek back at the house to see if anything was looking at me. I didn't see anything. No ghosts were seen on this, and just really strange flight patterns on this one. If you've made it this far, please like and subscribe if you guys want to see more. We've got a couple more places that I'm editing currently, so stay tuned.